Hey guys, so here's something I never thought I'd do, a book review, but as I've gotten older I've appreciated books a little bit more, and this one totally is one worth picking up, The Disaster Artist by Greg Sestero. I heard about The Room about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and after finally seeing its craziness and its absolute insanity and laughing my ass off at it, once I knew there was a book about this, I knew I had to get it at some point, especially with James Franco making this movie based off it, which I can't wait for. It's one of my most anticipated of 2016. Wish I said that in my video, but I didn't even know when it was supposed to come out. But it's coming out this year. Anyway, this book is a behind-the-scenes look at all the craziness that went on the set of The Room, one of the best worst movies ever made, by the mystifying Tommy Wiseau. It's written by Greg Sestero, who plays Mark, and he was the line producer on The Room as well. And this just gives you an insight into what was actually going on behind the scenes of this insanely popular movie for all the wrong reasons. And I've got to tell you, while being a hilariously written book, this is also one of the most inspiring and well-written books that I've read recently. This has a lot of different facets to it that anybody could really like. It has some humor, it has some compelling stories, it has some really kind of heart-tugging stories, and it just has everything you could want out of a book. And for a book with about 270 pages, which isn't very long, it illustrates what's been going on and answers a lot of the mystifying questions behind The Room, and some mystifying questions about the enigmatic Tommy Wiseau, while not answering all of them. Anyway, this one really shows Greg's personal story as well as his relationship with Tommy Wiseau and how they became friends and how The Room came to be. He talks about the inspirations behind The Room, how Tommy came up with the idea, how they put the movie's crew together, which Mark was the line producer and one of the main actors, which is an insanely difficult task, especially for a movie that you have no idea what you want to do. He talks about Tommy's struggles as a director and as a human being and as a friend, and it really has some interesting and compelling stuff in it that I think at face value you might not find. You might just think this is a goofy book full of wacky stories, and don't worry, there's plenty of them in there. But the breaks in between chapters keep the organization going. So one chapter will be about something that happened on the set of The Room or behind the scenes, and then you go to the next chapter, it usually goes back to something in Greg's life that was very important in his acting career, in his personal career, or in his friendship with Tommy Wiseau. And it shows a lot of different struggles and challenges that actors, directors, producers may go through. And for people like me that want to be a part of this business and get paid for it, it has a lot of good advice. It talks about tips as an actor, what to do, even shows some of Tommy's struggles and exemplifies them as something tangible and something a talented director could probably take advantage of. It really shows all the kind of chaos and all the kind of production and all the planning you need to make a good movie. And one of the great central messages about this book is that even though adversity might come at you and hit you harder than ever, life may be tough, and all the means possible are working against you, nothing can ever extinguish that fiery passion that you have inside you to do what you want to do and be who you want to be. This goes for Greg, but way more so Tommy Wiseau. And from that standpoint, it really is an inspiring book, and I would recommend anybody to read this, especially if you're well-rounded in film and acting culture, or it's your passion and you want to get a little bit more insight into it, because there's a lot of things I can't even say about this book that it really provides. But overall, it has fantastic stories, fantastic testaments of friendship, hard work, and passion, and it's downright hilarious at times, so that's another reason to pick this up. I'm really glad I bought this, and I may read it again one day, because this has a lot of good knowledge and insight as to what people may be looking for in life, with their passions, and with friendship. Pick up The Disaster Artist, especially before the movie comes out, and enjoy it.